Hey guys, happy Monday, Mindset Monday. Carl, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Did you have a great weekend?
I had a busy weekend. I had the honeydew list of honeydew lists. I was in the garden all Saturday. The weather, it was the hottest day of the year in England. It was crazy. It was 83 degrees Fahrenheit in May, which is crazy. And then Sunday, it was like really bad weather. So I relaxed all day. How about you?
Yeah, so we had a cold front come in end of last week. So Saturday wasn't really a nice day. Yesterday was very nice, and of course Mother's Day. I don't know if it was Mother's Day for you, but it was here in the U.S.
No, we had it in March. Yeah, we have. It's weird. It's a different day in the UK. So we had it about 7 weeks ago, I think.
Very good. Well, yeah. So that was this weekend for us. I hope hope everyone else had a great weekend. Just let us know in the comments. We love to hear from you and see how it's going. So, Steve, we're doing well. Thank you. So glad to have you. But tell us hi, guys. We love to see how you're doing and are really excited to have you guys each and every week. It's always a fun opportunity for Carl and I to share with you where our heads are at and where we're at in our journeys, and some of the things we've learned to help us get to where we are so that we can share those with you to help you get to where you'd like to be. Many of you are accomplished in your own right, and we're happy to serve you in any way we can to accelerate or extend whatever journey you're on. So today is a really special day, Mindset Monday. Today is time. Manage your time, or time manages you, Carl. And I think it's really, really important for people to realize that as deal makers, we're action takers, and in order to effectively action our life, we've got to be able to manage our time and manage our process and manage what we're doing and where we're at. And it's really critical that we've got this in place. So we've got kind of a two-parter today. So very excited. Carl's got some slides he's going to share and go through, and then we'll talk a little bit after that about really organizing your deal making journey. So anyways, guys, glad to have you. Hanif, Steve, Mark, Geraldine, David, hi to you guys. We're really happy to have you. So Carl, without further ado, do you want to jump right in to manage your time?
Let's crank up the old PowerPoint. So what I want to talk to you about
today, you want to share your screen?
I want to share my screen. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is all about time management. And what's really interesting is, depending on who you talk to, let me hit play on this baby. Can you see the screen?
I can indeed.
Right, here we go. So time management for deals. So the reason we want to go through this is there's a limiting belief some people have when they start their deal making journey. And the limiting belief is that I don't have enough time in my week to do deals, let alone go through the training. And it's absolute BS. And I want to take you through a little process, to about 10 minutes. And I'm going to share with you a tool that was given to me by Tony Robbins, all about time management. And you've probably seen thousands of things about time management and diaries and planners and all those different things. And I've tried all of those things and never worked for me. This one tool, when I implemented it, added 25 hours per week to my life to do things that I really, really care about. And obviously we're being very biased. We want you to go through this process. It'll take you 10 minutes. And then once you've done it, the 25 hours a week or even more that you generate back into your life, we want you to do deals with that time. Because obviously we're being very biased. We don't want to teach you this stuff and you go and cycle or spend 25 hours a week playing the guitar. We want you to spend this time learning this art and science of deal making and doing deals, getting results. So let's go through it. So we've all got 168 hours in the week. Doesn't matter who you are, how much money you've got or not got. We've all got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So 168 hours is in your time vault at the start of every week. And what I want you guys to do very, very quickly is do a time audit. So take a few notes as I go through it. And then Adam, we might put the PDF in the group maybe so people can.
Yeah, we can figure out how to do that. We can try to get these uploaded and dropped in the comments.
Cool. So really quick 2-step process. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to calculate how much discretionary time you've actually got. So we've got 168 hours a week. Obviously we got to sleep. So these are my numbers. So I sleep 8 hours a day religiously. I can't survive without my 8 hours. So 56 hours of my 168 goes instantly on sleep. And then on average, I spend about 3 hours a day with my family. So that's 21 hours of my week gone on family. And then for you guys, presumably you're doing something else right now to make money. You might be a full-time deal maker like Hanif, who I think is on the call. He owns 5 businesses now and he's cranking this full-time. But when he started, he wasn't, he was doing other things for money. So however much time you spend each week making your money, let's say that's a 40-hour week. So you've got 117 hours then of totally gone. You're sleeping, you're spending time with your family and you're working. So you've 117 hours gone. So you've got 51 hours left in your week. You might have 40 or 60 or 55 or whatever it is, but you could quickly work that out. And then once you've got your 51 hours or whatever it is, then I want you to think about where you spend that time. And what I want to do first of all is I want to take you through this 4-part framework. So on the horizontal axis, we've got not important on the left, very important on the right. And on the vertical axis, we've got not urgent at the top, very, very urgent at the bottom. And then all this discretionary time you have, you're spending it in 4 places. So the first place you're spending it is what we call the zone of distraction. So it's stuff that you're doing that is not urgent, not important. It could be scrolling Facebook. We all do it. It could be, I play chess sometimes on my iPhone. It could be watching Netflix, all these. Is it Tiger King, Adam, that everyone's raving about? All these.
Yeah. Netflix show of the year, I'd say.
Netflix show of the year, or it could be socializing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend any time in here, but we all need to relax and do these things. But just be cognizant of how much time you are spending. So some of your time is going to go in box number 1, and then box number 2 is what I call the zone of delusion. So this is stuff that you're doing that's urgent to other people, not to you, but it's not really important. So for example, on Saturday, I spent 10 hours in the garden doing stuff for my wife, urgent for her, important for her, not really that important for me. So that would be an example of something that's in the zone of delusion. Or, you're checking emails outside of work hours or meetings you don't need to have. That would classify time you're spending as delusional time. The next is where most of us spend most of our time, which is the zone of demand. So stuff that's important and it's urgent. Maybe you've not been productive with your time so far and things, are on a deadline. I have a few little things like that right now. But again, this is not a great place to be. Where you really want to be spending your time is really in the zone, in a place that you're doing stuff that you love, you're doing stuff that lights you up, it really serves you, it really fulfills you. And if you think about it, that time, that work, it's really important to you, to your mission, but it's not urgent. There's no deadlines. You're setting your own deadlines for this stuff. So where you really want to spend your time is in the zone. So when I did this time audit about 2.5 years ago, I took my 51 hours and I thought to myself, well, where am I spending my time across these 4 quadrants? And I was absolutely blown away. I was spending 19 hours of my free time, or 37%, in the zone of distraction. And I think it was the time I started watching Homeland, and I just Netflix binged that baby every hour of every day. And then I was spending 10 hours a week in Delusion, 20% of my time, 27% in the zone of demand, doing stuff that was urgent and important because I'd not planned it and done it earlier. And I was only spending 8 hours of my 51 or 60% of my time in the zone. So I made a whole bunch of these changes, and I thought, I've got to really change the way I spend my time. So what I did is I allowed myself 45 minutes a day during the week to relax and do stuff. I was only going to allow myself 1 hour per day back in the zone of delusion, and almost 2 hours a day during the week in the zone of demand. And what that meant was I was able to increase my time in the zone, doing things that I really, really love. So I took my my zone time up, where I was really doing meaningful work, stuff that was really important to me, I was really, really passionate about, up to 33 hours. So if you think you don't have time to do deals, it's because your discretionary time that you have, you're spending it in the wrong places. And it's a really quick thing to change. And the goal is to push as much of your discretionary time into the top right hand quadrant of this box, in the zone where you can do deals and do really meaningful things that are going to move the needle in your life. So think about it. So for me, I was spending 8 hours a week in the zone, and just by this quick hack, I instantly went up to 33 hours. So I added 25 hours per week, every single week, 52 weeks of the year, into stuff that I really wanted to do, that I really loved doing, I was really passionate about, and it was really going to move the needle in my life. So think about it, right? If you go through this exercise and you identify just where you're wasting time in your life, doing stuff that isn't for your family, you're not sleeping, you're not doing your work or how you currently make money, and you refocus and you reprioritize that time into important things, and you get 25 hours like I did, what could you do with 25 hours in the week? If I said to you, for the whole of this week now, you've got 25 hours to do deals, what could you do? Could you add 1,000 new LinkedIn connections? If it takes you an hour to speak to a seller and go through the questions in the course, could you have 25 of those calls? For you to say, oh, I don't have time to talk to sellers right now, find the time, reprioritize and refocus. You could have 25 seller calls. You do that 4 weeks on the trot, you've spoken to 100 sellers. How many of those businesses then are you going to be able to buy? If you're spending 30 minutes on calls with CPAs, lawyers, wealth managers, financiers, you can have 50 of those calls in a week. And that will build up and that will compound with all this new time. So once you've got all this new time, then it's all about planning what you're going to do with it. So the first thing you should do is, if you've not committed right now to buying a business, commit here and now today. Commit that you will buy a business this year and set your end date. Do you want to take 90 days? Do you want to take 30 days? Do you want to take 365 days? It doesn't matter. Pick that date. And then once you've picked that date, you know now for how many weeks you've got between now and then. Let's say it's 20 weeks. So you've now got 500 hours to spend in the next 20 weeks buying a business. And then once you've done that, you do what I call block and tackle. So figure out during your day, during your schedule, is it going to be 7 till 9 in the morning? Is it going to be 7 till 9 at night? Whenever you've got that new spare time in your schedule, in your diary, block and tackle it and decide what are you going to do during that time. And then what you can do over the weeks, 10 weeks if that's your plan, 20 weeks if that's your plan, you can figure out what are you going to do throughout the whole process. You know what the 10 steps are to buy a business. If you don't, if you click on the link below this video later, you can download my business buying blueprint. So it'll tell you what the 10 steps are and what you need to do in those 10 steps. If you're in the Dealmaker CEO program, it's all laid out for you with coaching and training and tools and all those different things. So you can plan out during those weeks what you need to do. Because then once you've done that, you've now got the time, you've now got the plan. The final thing you need to do, just focus. Just focus on what you want. And don't focus on the work you need to do. Focus on the outcome that you want to achieve. What's the ultimate outcome? I want to buy a business in this sector, in this location with this profile. It does this, it does that. Be really specific on what you actually want, and then be super committed, no matter what, to achieving that result, and break that outcome down across all of those different weeks. And completely, it's non-negotiable. You have to do that work, get those outcomes in those particular weeks. And then one final quick hack is every Sunday, I spend an hour. You could spend 5 minutes. It's my hour of power. Every Sunday when I wake up, 6 a.m., I make a coffee, I go and sit in my garden, and I have my hour of power. And what I do is I do two things. So the first thing I do is I think about what were my magic moments from the week. You know, great seller calls that I had, great content that we cranked out. You know, we had a YouTube live on Friday that was absolutely phenomenal. You know, we did some really cool stuff. And I'm thinking about all those things. I camped out with my son last Thursday night in the garden of our house, which was amazing. You know, I cooked dinner for my wife. It was amazing. So I'm thinking about all those super magic moments. And then I journal and I think about, you know, what am I grateful for in my life? And, you know, what results did I achieve? What outcomes did I hit that I'm truly grateful for? And I journal and I write those things down. And once you do that, it's absolute game changer. So I just wanted to share this tool with you, a little bit of a micro training. We'll put the slides inside of the Facebook group after the call. But I urge you, go through that process. Find all that time that you're wasting in areas that you shouldn't be. Put it in the zone. And then once you know how many hours you've got, 20, 25, you might have even more, then use that time over a set number of weeks, which is your endpoint to buy a business. And then just plug in each week all the different things that you need to do, and then just do it. That's it. End of story. Saying you don't have time is just completely not true. So let me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Carl. And thanks for that, guys. Like, taking action is quite literally the most important thing here. And to be able to take action, you've got to understand where your time's going and what commitments you have. That's just really, really critical. So we just encourage you guys to take heed of what Carl's just talked about, where it's a terrible excuse when you say, I don't have enough time for this. You know, deal making can be done in just several hours a week, like an hour a day, really. So that's 5-7 hours a week. You can do it. And Carl, just in analyzing his own life was able to find literally tens of hours, many multiples of what is actually required. You know, like he said, you could be having 50 conversations with network people, CPAs, attorneys, financiers, people like that. You could be having those conversations. They're all available to you. It's just a matter of prioritizing your time in and around your life constraints. And to do that, you've got to do an audit. And Carl, thanks for laying out there. We very much see from time to time in different Facebook groups, right? So we have Facebook groups that are exclusive to the program level you have, and that allows people to interact with those who are at the same level they're at, and they can really rely on experienced people from Dealmaker Academy, from Dealmaker CEO, Launchpad, et cetera. And same goes for our partners in Prox Capital Group. The idea is that it allows people at the same level to really share their experiences and knowledge, and we're able to deliver value that way. One of the things that's come up in multiple levels and multiple groups is, how do I track my deal making activity? You know, where can I keep track of my leads? Where can I keep track of my conversations and things like that? So I just want to take a couple minutes right now and talk to you about what we do in Prox, which is our private equity group. It's probably a little bit too scaled for what you guys need. And I'll tell you what your version might look like, right? So Prox, we use Monday.com. Monday.com is a simple SaaS tool where we've got administrative access, and we set up for each of our partners custom deal boards where they can submit information, submit deal points, seller notes, all the things that we need as a combined group to evaluate companies, to put offers together and try to buy companies, right? But that's like an advanced solution, right? That's a solution for when you're running a business, when you're actively integrating 150, 160 deals at one time, right? For you, if you're not doing that kind of volume, you don't need that kind of heavy system, but you also don't need to overcomplicate it, right? For me, it would be as simple as a Google Sheet an Excel sheet or something like that if I'm doing it simply. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't let the how do I track this question become a hurdle, because then you're going to spend all your time. Again, we don't want your time to manage you. We want you to manage your time. If you're going to spend too much time focusing on the right tool, the right system, the right everything just to track your deals, well, then you spent time on the process that isn't going to add value ultimately. Simple is almost better, right? KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? The idea is you just need a basic spreadsheet that simply has the name of the business, their contact information, what contacts you've made, any notes about the seller. Do they have kids, families? Why are they selling? You can do all that. You can create a tab that literally lists all the companies, and then you can have separate tabs that have the full detail of each deal, so you can track your notes in that, and they just link to the tabs. You can do all that in a basic spreadsheet. You don't need to get any more complicated than that. And so I'd highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to not overthink it. And again, I've seen this several times and in multiple groups. We're talking about managing your time, not having it manage you. And the best way to get started is to not let little things like how I'm tracking my deals and how I'm tracking my conversations to be impediments. You can have a sheet for your network. Who are the people in my network? You can have a sheet for deals, sellers. You can have a sheet for brokers. You can have something really simple and really basic that's going to allow you to hone in on the activities that you're working on. It's all about really trying a way to focus in without wasting time on stuff that doesn't move the needle. We want you to be successful. To do that, you've got to drive forward with stuff will allow you to take the action you need. So again, guys, really, really looking forward to continuing to serve you. I'm just going to shout out to all the people who have commented here and showed up. So at least the ones that have popped up. If I miss you, I apologize. We've got Faith, we've got William, we've got Robert, David, Eduardo, Darren. Thanks, guys. Nathan, Yasmin, John, Steve, Sarah, Richard, Andy, Jeremy. Guys, we are thrilled to have you. Luke, we're really thrilled to have you guys, and we're thrilled to serve you in any way we possibly can. And so thanks for coming. Mindset Monday is something that's really important to Carl and I. We like doing this. We want you guys to get your week started where you can focus in and really drive forward to getting your deals done. At the end of the day, what Carl and I derive a ton of satisfaction from is students who have taken action and bought companies, which shameless tease. Friday, YouTube Live, 11 o'clock. You got to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have a fellow student of yours. He just bought and closed last week on an $8 million a year company. $8 million. It's incredible. We want to share his story. He's going to come on YouTube Live with us. You can hear it from him. It's not us. This is just a student who's found Carl, taken his course, been educated, became knowledgeable and confident, and was able to get a deal across the line, one that's going to put a lot of money in his pocket, not just today, but the next day and ongoing. It's an incredible deal that's been built on relationships, so can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's 11 a.m. Friday, YouTube Live. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll get a notification when we go live, so I'd encourage you guys to do that. It also helps when you guys like and share our videos, so would love for you guys to do that. If at all possible. And then finally, Carl mentioned it earlier. If you haven't started your journey, we've got the 10-step process of how to buy a business. It's Carl Allen's Business Buying Blueprint. The link's in the comments. We want you guys to accelerate your journey. We want to be there for you, and we want to serve you. And the best way to do that is to support us across all our social channels. We're there all the time. We're trying to interact when we can. And so we so appreciate you. Carl, it's been a great Monday so far. You ready for the rest of the week?
I'm ready for the rest of the week. We've got some awesome things going on this week, so looking forward to it. I'm going to hit my bike again this evening. I'm massively into cycling because I got all this free time now, Adam, because I'm leveraging my own tool that I got from Tony Robbins, and with all this amazing free time I have, I'm doing things that really important for me, like my health and my well-being. And I really encourage everybody watching this Facebook Live, whether you're watching it now live or you watch the recording of this later, we'll put the slides, I'll PDF the slides really quickly now, and I'll stick them in the group. And just go through it It'll take you 10 minutes and you'll be blown away with how much free time you can have if you just make some of those tweaks that I did, and then spend that time doing deals. Really, really important. You've no excuses, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. No excuse whatsoever. So guys, get your week started. Understand the power that you hold to take action. It's something that no one can take away from you. It's something that no one can change for you. At the end of the day, you alone have the power to do this, and we're just here to support you in any way we can. Guys, have a wonderful week. And remember, you're just one deal away from changing your life. And it's just critical that you take action to get there.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Adam. Thanks everyone for showing up, and we'll see you Friday with an amazing student story. It really is mind-blowing. I was almost in tears when I heard the story the first time. It's so freaking powerful. Made me super proud that I put this program together to change people's lives. So we'll see you guys on Friday. Until then, bye for now.
Bye, guys.